Hello and welcome back everyone to the latest episode of An American in Thailand, airing every Friday. This program is broadcast to you from Ratchamakan University of Technology, Peranakan, and I will bring this program to you in two parts. For the first part, I will introduce a certain topic about being an American here living in Thailand. Could be food, travel, culture, anything. We'll then take a break, and in the second part of our program, we'll get into examples and more specifics, more details of what we're talking about. Then we'll get to the news and latest updates from the university as usual. My name is Gary Gray, and I am your host for An American in Thailand. I am an American, of course, and I have been here in Thailand for about 8 years. And I have been teaching that entire time right here at Ratchamakan University of Technology, Peranakan. Of course, I'm an English teacher here, although I have taught a little bit of science. I have a science background from the U.S. And so in today's episode, what we're going to be talking about is Thai food. Thai food from an American perspective. I will tell you right away that obviously, everyone has their own tastes. And I will admit that I do not like Thai food as much as most Americans do. So, I think in some ways, though, that's good. I think it makes me more objective. I'm not just going to say, "Ooh, that's great," because I know it's Thai food. No. I will tell you my honest opinion of different types of Thai food. Now, and another important thing about this is we need to ask the question, what are the most popular Thai foods? And what I mean by that is that there are foods, Thai foods, that are popular in America because Thai food is popular there. But we tend to have a different palate. Now, what I mean by palate is like your taste buds get used to different types of flavors. For example, in Thailand and in India, for example, they're used to more spicy foods, maybe with the curries and things like that. Used to more spicy foods than most Americans are. A lot of Americans do like some spicy food. I do. I like spicy food. But the level of spice that I like is usually a little bit lower than most Thai people. It is a little higher than most Americans. So the Thai food that is served in America is usually not spicy enough for me. Doesn't mean I don't like it. It's still okay, but it could use more spice. So I kind of like things a little spicier than most Americans do, but still a little less than most Thai people do. So most Americans don't like spicy food as much as Thai people or Indian people do. That's what I mean about a different palate. So an American won't like the same thing a Thai person might like. And so what happens is when you take this food from Thailand and you put it in America, a lot of times in America, they will do what we call Americanize. They will Americanize the food. And what that means is they'll adjust the recipe. They'll adjust the ingredients to make it more delicious for an American. So that's not what we want to talk about today. No. What we're talking about here today is the most popular real Thai foods, which is why it's important that I have lived here for 8 years. Because if you're just a visitor, visiting for a week, visiting for a few days, even if you visit for a month, you're probably not going to have an opportunity to try most of the foods. In fact, on this list of the most popular Thai foods, there is actually one on this list that I have not tried. And I've been here 8 years, not tried it. I had to ask my friend who's from the area what's in it, how does it taste, in order to kind of get some idea of whether or not I would actually like it. So I've been here for 8 years and I still haven't tried everything. I can also tell you that I was surprised, even just a couple years ago, after having been here for 6 years, I was surprised when I saw someone online talking about tom yum with noodles. Literally every single place I've been and ordered tom yum, it has no noodles. I'm like, tom yum with noodles? That's not tom yum. And they laughed at me. Of course it's tom yum. It just has noodles in it. Tom yum is my favorite Thai food. I have ordered it at dozens of different restaurants in every part of Thailand that I have visited. I haven't visited every part of Thailand. I haven't visited the far south, down near Malaysia. But I have visited most parts of Thailand. From Isan up to the northwest in Chiang Mai to kind of the middle area. Of course, I live in Bangkok. I've been out west. I've been out west near the Myanmar border. I've been down to the touristy areas down in Pattaya, Phuket. Been to several of the goes like Koh Phi Phi and Koh Samet. So I have been around many places, most of Thailand. I've ordered tom yum dozens and dozens and dozens of times. It has never come with noodles. I was shocked when someone had tom yum noodles. And I commented that that's not tom yum. You don't put noodles in tom yum. And everyone laughed at me like I was crazy. Because of course you can have noodles in tom yum. So even I, after having been here for 8 years, although the tom yum thing was a couple years ago, so that was 6 years, I am not familiar with all of the different kinds of Thai food. And part of the reason is that Thai food takes from a lot of different cultures, which is very interesting because in Asia, there's not as much, you don't see as much mixing of people. And what I mean by that is like in America, you have people from China, Thailand, Britain, Germany, Africa, all different countries in Africa, Middle East. You have people from all over the world that live there, including people that have lived there for hundreds of years, and including natives who have lived there for thousands of years. You have all kinds of people there. And so, of course, you get all these different mixing of cultures, traditions, and that affects food. So you get kind of these combinations of different types of food that mix all together. You would expect not to see that too much here in Asia, because there's less of that happens. But we do see quite a bit of that in Asia, especially in Thailand. Influences from other countries. For example, the item that I'm going to mention that I told you I have not tried yet, which is khao soi. That is kind of influenced from Laos somewhat, as that's more of a northern Thailand dish, at least from what I understand. Again, that's one that I actually have not had, so I don't know. That's the only one on this list we're going to talk about that I've not eaten. So there's a lot of influence. Even the whole idea of curry, even though our most popular curry here is a different type of curry than they have in India. I believe Thailand got curry from India. India actually has a fairly significant influence on Thailand if you go way, 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 way back in time. Even the language is kind of related, distantly related, but it is related. The language that is spoken here in Thailand, Thai language, has some relation to the old Indian language. So there's some influence from India. There's some influence from Laos, some influence from China. There's all these different influences that come into Thai cuisine. And because of that, that means we have a large variety of food here. And so it is hard to try a lot of the different foods. So if you've only visited here a short time, I don't think you can form a really good opinion on what you think about real Thai food. Yes, you might like the Thai food back in America because it's been Americanized. And I'm sure they probably do the same thing in Britain. They probably make it a little less spicy for the British people. Probably a lot of Europe, they would do that. Thai restaurants throughout Europe probably do that. They modify it to be okay for the local people. So again, that's not what we want to talk about. We want to talk about real Thai food here in Thailand. All right. So I actually wanted to look up what is the most popular food in Thailand. Because what's most popular in America may not be the most popular among Thai people here. Now, I do have to say the first thing that came up, I'm a little bit suspicious. This sounds like something that's more popular abroad because I know it's the most famous Thai food in America. But the first thing that came up was pad Thai. I don't know if that's the most popular thing for Thai people to eat here in Thailand, but that is the first thing that came up was pad Thai as the most popular food in Thailand. So again, I tried to look this up as if it were from a Thai perspective, not from like what's the most not what's the most famous Thai food in America. No. Okay, so the list I came up with a list of about 10 items. Let me count. I didn't actually count it. Do I have 10 items? Do I have a nice even 10 items here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yes, I do. Came up with a perfect 10 items. I did not even do that on purpose. Okay, so the first one is pad Thai. Second one is green curry, which is not really... I mean, it's food, but it's not... I mean, you don't eat it by itself. It's more of a flavoring. But it is particular to Thailand. Khao soi, which I mentioned before. Tom yum goong. I actually prefer Tom yum gai, but just on the list, they listed Tom yum goong higher. And yes, I believe that's because having Tom yum with shrimp is the most popular version of it. So that ranks number one. So Tom yum goong. Samtam. Pad kra pao mu. Khao pad. Tam kha gai. Mu larb. And mango and sticky rice. Now, some of these are in Thai, so I have to make... even though I've been here a long time, I do not speak Thai, so I have to make sure I get all of these right. I'm pretty sure I do. That's why you heard me pause briefly after khao pad, because I usually get it with pork, so I usually hear it as khao pad mu. So I was like, khao pad. Wait, what's khao pad? Okay. Yeah, I know what it is. I know what it is. All right. So, in the second part of our program, we're going to go through these 10 items in a little more detail. We're not going to get that detailed. I don't really need to explain that to you, the audience, what these are. Most people listening to this, I presume, are Thai speakers, are Thai people, maybe listening for some English content. So if you're Thai, you know what all this stuff is. I don't need to explain it to you. So what I'm going to do is just give you my opinion on it. It is just my opinion. There may be something that I don't think is so great that most Americans love. Okay? So, we'll see. It's just my opinion. And you don't have to worry too much. I'm not going to dislike most of the things on here, even though I told you I don't like Thai food as much as most people do. Most of these items here are perfectly fine. I like most of them. Okay, so we will get to the second part of our program and we will go through these 10 items. But first, let's take a quick break. Okay, welcome back to the second part of An American in Thailand. And in today's episode, we're talking about an American's opinion of Thai food. Two important things. Just to repeat, I mentioned this in the first part of our program, but just want to make sure you understand this. Number one, we're talking about real Thai food. Not the Thai food they would actually serve in America, which is modified to be more a style of what an American might want to eat. Okay? Like maybe less spicy, for example. No. We're talking about actual food here in Thailand. That's number one. Number two, I'm giving just my opinion on it and why I feel that way about these certain foods. For example, the very first item on our list here is Pad Thai. That is probably the number one favorite among Americans. My guess is, among most Europeans, it's probably the number one Thai food favorite. And I will be honest with you, I don't like it that much. It's one of my least favorite on this list. Most of the things on this list, we have a list of 10 items. Most of the things on this list, I actually like quite a bit. Even though I told you I don't like Thai food as much as most Westerners do, I do like most of the items on this list. And I just took this list from a website which listed the top foods in Thailand. I did skip over a few because some of them were kind of repeated. Like they had sometime on there twice. I don't know why. They had sometime, then they had papaya salad. Okay. I don't know why. Okay. So I did skip some of them, so this isn't like their top 10 list, but it's close to that. It's close to their top 10 list of the most popular foods in Thailand. So my guess is, again, Pad Thai is probably the most popular around the world. So why do I say that I don't like it so much? Honestly, and I like to cook, so I just made something very similar to this recently. Most of the times Pad Thai is going to have peanuts in it. I do like peanuts. I think it's a weird thing to put in a like noodle dish. I know it happens all the time. You have Thai peanut sauce. You can have and that's actually what I made. That's what because I do like to cook. I mean, it's not terrible. I ate it all. I just don't find, and now of course Pad Thai isn't exactly that, but usually Pad Thai does have some peanuts in there, and I just don't find Pad Thai to be very flavorful. I do understand Pad Thai comes in many different versions, so there are ways you can make it more flavorful. I get it. But most times when I've had it, I've been disappointed by it. Now, to be clear, because I said it's not very flavorful, I can eat it because it's not bad. I mean, I can eat it. I don't think I've ever ordered Pad Thai and just left it on my plate and said, no, I don't want that. I'll eat it. It's food. It's fine. Doesn't taste bad. I just don't find it to be very, very delicious. It's, like I said, bland, not a lot of flavor. I suppose you could add more spice to it if you want to, but this is one of the more kind of general problems I have with some Thai food sometimes, is they sometimes like to spice things up to add quote-unquote flavor. I'm not sure spice is a flavor. You don't make things... Most foods, you don't make them better just by adding more spice to it. I mean, there are a few things which, you expect them to be spicy, so yeah, maybe you add a little bit more, and it makes it better, sure. But not necessarily. Okay, so that's me with pad thai. And that's going to be one of the most negative things you hear from me this whole time. Because as I said, most of these I do like. There's only one other one on here. There is one that I told you in the first part that I told you I haven't tried. And there is one other one here that I simply do not like. And I don't even understand why it's popular. Because I find it to be a very odd thing, and kind of like pad thai, doesn't have a lot of flavor, but does have a lot of spice, but not a lot of flavor, kind of like my same problem I have with pad thai. So we'll get to that later. That is our 5th item on our list, so we'll get to that in a minute. Okay, our next item is green curry. I do like green curry. This is something I do like, and I will tell you why. Indian food can sometimes be too hot, at least for me. Again, maybe it's because I'm American. As I mentioned in the first part of the program, Americans do tend to like their food less spicy than Indian people or Thai people. There's some African countries where they also like a lot of spice, so some African countries as well. It's not just India and Thailand. There are other countries that like a lot of spice in their food as well. Sichuan area of China, they like their food to be very spicy as well. So all of those places like their food to be spicy. And Americans tend to be a little less spicy. And so for an American, we don't want our food to be too spicy. But, as I mentioned earlier, I do like my food a little more spicy than most Americans do. So for me, Indian red curry is still a little too spicy. But Thai green curry, because it's made from green chilies, is slightly less spicy and has a little more sweetness to it, which I think adds flavor to it. So it's more flavorful. Less spicy. It can still be quite spicy. It depends how much you use, of course. But it can still be quite spicy. But that's okay. I like a little spice. And so to me, I really prefer Thai curry over Indian curry. I think the Thai curry has more flavor, and it's slightly less spicy. As I mentioned when we were talking about pad thai, sure, you can spice it up, I guess, but spice does not equal flavor, necessarily. It can. Some spicy things have flavor with them. Yes. And in fact, green curry is an example of that, where you're adding a little more flavor. And it's still hot. Less spicy than red curry, but it's still spicy. So spicy heat does not equal flavor. And that's kind of what I feel about Indian red curry. I mean, there are other things in there other than the chili peppers. So I'm not saying there's no flavor in there. But the heat does not accompany much flavor. The heat part of it, the peppers alone, in red curry do not add much in terms of the flavor. In green curry, because of that little extra sweetness that's in there, it adds a little more flavor. So it's adding flavor and taking the heat down just a little bit. So green curry I like much better than red curry. And green curry, of course, is the more traditional Thai curry. So I do like Thai curry. The next one up is something I mentioned in the first part of the program. It's the only one I have not tried. It's khao soi. Because I haven't tried it, I do not have much of an opinion on it. I can't say that whether or not I'd like it. I can say this, though. From reading what's in it and what it's made of, I think I would probably generally like it. I say generally. There is one aspect of it I might not like quite a lot, and that's the noodles. From what I understand, again, never had it, but from what I understand, the noodles in khao soi are usually wheat noodles. Now, wheat noodles, that's going to be wheat makes flour. That's kind of typical noodles for Western culture. You know, pasta is usually made from wheat noodles. So I should like that. Well, I do, but we usually don't have that in soup. It's usually going to be in pastas. We have one of the types of noodles that we do tend to have in soup is something called an egg noodle. I think that works well. I think rice noodles, which we usually eat here, I think works well, which we eat, I shouldn't say usually, but we eat a lot of here. I think that works well in soup. I just think wheat noodles don't work as well in soup. It's still just a noodle. So I still think I would probably like khao soi perfectly fine. I would not have much of a problem with it. I just think the traditional noodle that comes with it, and of course you could swap out the noodle too. Like if I cooked it for myself and made it myself, I could just use a different kind of noodle. But in terms of the traditional way it's supposed to be made with the wheat noodles, I'm not so sure that that would be the best thing I've ever had. But I still think I would generally like it because it seems like a very simple soup, which I'm okay with. I mean, some people would say tom yum is quite simple. I think it's not because of the spicy and the sour together. It makes a very interesting combination. And I like my tom yum with the most amount of vegetables in there. For example, some people will add tomatoes, some people will not. I prefer it with the tomatoes. So adding in the most amount of vegetables you can. But I still think some people would consider tom yum pretty simple. And it's my favorite food here in Thailand. So I have no problem with a simple soup, which is what khao soi, I believe, is. Again, never tried it, but that's what it sounds like. Pretty simple soup. No problem. So khao soi is another one I would probably like. Probably would not be my favorite because of the noodles, but that's okay. Next up, we actually do have tom yum. Now, tom yum's an interesting one because for most Americans, this is going to be too spicy. For example, when I go down to Khao San Road, where there are a lot of Western tourists, and order tom yum, they make it Western style, and it is not very spicy. If I ever go to Khao San and order tom yum, I have to ask them to increase the spice level. Now, mind you, like I said, I don't like it all the way spicy. The next item I mention on this list, is like one of the only ones on this list that I actually don't like. Even pad thai, which I kind of don't like because it's bland, it's okay. I can eat it. It's fine. The next one on this list, I won't even eat because it's too spicy. So I'm not saying I want it all the way spicy, but yeah, the westernized version, the Americanized version of tom yum is way too low on the spice. Okay. So I actually like things spicy. So tom yum, to me, I love it. The only problem I have with tom yum is it's really hard to make either right or convenient because I make it myself. I've made it many times. What do I mean by that? Almost all the times when you order it at a restaurant, it has the galangal in there. It has the lemongrass in there. It has the kaffir lime leaves in there. And mostly you don't eat those. mostly. I know there's some people out there that are a little strange and will actually eat those, especially the lemongrass. Very chewy. I can't eat that. So the soup will have that in there. So I have tried to make it by boiling those elements in water for a long time. Oh, also the peppers themselves. A lot of people don't want to eat the actual pepper. They just want that flavor in the soup, and the peppers are in there as well. So when I make it, I have tried this many times. I'll take the kaffir lime leaves, the peppers, the galangal, and the lemongrass, put it in water, boil it for a long time to get all the flavor out. Take those out, and then add the rest of the ingredients so that you can just eat your soup. And I also make sure that if I put shrimp in there, I take the tail off first. Or if I use chicken, I'm using boneless chicken. So there's no bones. So it's just a nice bowl of soup. You don't have to pick anything out. You can eat the whole thing. It's really simple. Here's the problem. When you do it that way, for some reason, and I'm guessing maybe it's because Tom Yum is popular, so they probably have a big huge bucket of it sitting on the stove in the back. They probably keep it on a low temperature for hours and hours and hours and hours with all the ingredients in there. So the amount of time you're willing to wait while making it for yourself on the stove while you're boiling the ingredients that I take out is not long enough. It never ends up strong enough. So my Tom Yum, when I make it, never has quite strong enough flavor. I'm thinking it needs more time. I don't know. I'll have to experiment with it more. So it is a difficult thing to make right and make convenient. What I mean by convenient is getting all that stuff out that you're not actually going to eat. Because I find that annoying when you're trying to eat a soup. A soup should be really easy to eat, right? So I like to get that stuff out. Still, I love the flavor. I prefer Tom Yum Gai over Tom Yum Goong, but they're both good. They're both good. I love the flavor of Tom Yum. The sweet, the spicy and sour go together so well. That is my favorite Thai food. Okay. The next one up is the only one on this list that I seriously don't like. Somtam. I don't even understand this one. I don't understand why people even like it. And I know people do. I'm not trying to offend anyone. My partner loves it. He just ate some last night, I think it was last night, night before. I usually cook dinner for us. I cooked dinner, and he wanted some somtam with his dinner. So he went out and bought somtam and had it with dinner. Papaya does not have much flavor. The other ingredients in somtam don't have much flavor. And it is unbelievably spicy. I said it before, I'll say it again. Spice is not a flavor. I just do not like somtam. Just don't like it. And I don't even understand why people like it. And again, that is not meant to be insulting. I'm not meaning to offend people, because I know that everyone has different tastes. That's why I'm trying to do this from using the Thai versions of these, not the Americanized versions. Let's see how an American reacts to the actual, real Thai food. So I understand people have different tastes. My partner doesn't like most of the Western food I cook. And again, that's because we have different tastes. I've tried to cook so many different things for him. Oh, I don't like that. Oh, I don't like that. Oh, I don't like that. And I like to think I'm a pretty good cook. I cook lots of stuff. Okay, so som tam. We will move on. That is my least favorite on the list. Pad krapao mu. Okay, so that could be pad krapao with something else. On the list I looked at, they had that was with pork, so it was pad krapao mu. This one is going to be pretty popular in the West for the simple reason that these are almost all very common ingredients that we use. A lot of times, herbs that we use in different parts of the world are going to be different. Basil is one that is just as much used in the West as it is here in Thailand. I mean, we have two different kinds here in Thailand, whereas in the U.S. it's usually just basil. That's it, basil, sweet basil. I'm sure some places you can find the other sorts of basil, and I know that because I've heard of them before I moved here, like hairy basil and things like that. So I'm sure you can find the others, but basically it's sweet basil. That's what we have in the West. But most different versions of basil still have quite a similar taste. Maybe not exactly the same, a little different. That's why we have different kinds. But basically the same. They taste like basil. And so pad krapao mu is very simple. You know, it's like basil and rice with the meat in there. In this case, with mu, it's pork. So most Westerners like this. I like this. It's pretty simple. Probably not my favorite dish because it's not exciting, not interesting. It's so simple. But it's perfectly fine. Tastes good. Okay. Khao pad. Usually I have khao pad mu here. Khao pad gai is okay. This is also quite popular in America, although one thing I like to do, which is not popular in America, is squeeze some lime on there. It is usually served with lime here in Thailand, so I know that's not weird to do. But I will a lot of times ask for a second lime because I like to squeeze a lot of lime on mine. I like lime on my khao pad. I think probably because it's a little bland, a lot of rice, not a lot of other ingredients. You usually don't get a ton of meat in there or a lot of carrots or a lot of green onions. It's usually just a little bit of everything with a lot of rice. So I like to squeeze quite a bit of lime juice over that. But I like it. I like it. Very simple. It's a lot like pad krapao mu, quite honestly, except that the way pad krapao mu is served, it's usually not served in the same way as far as the appearance, but really in terms of the ingredients, it's pretty similar. I think khao pad has a few more like extra ingredients that you chop up really finely and mix in there, along with some soy sauce, which I'm not sure the pad krapao mu has. Not sure about that. And then the biggest difference, of course, is going to be the basil in the pad krapao mu. But I find these two to be fairly similar types of dishes. And I like both of them. They're both quite simple, but I like them. Okay, the next one on our list is tam kha. Now, when I looked this up, they were doing, on the list, they had tam kha gai. So for the tom yum, they had it with shrimp. With the tam kha, they had it with chicken. I'm okay with tam kha, but I prefer tom yum. Tom yum tends to be a little bit more spicy. Really, there's not a whole lot of difference here between tom yum and tam kha. Tam kha has the coconut milk. That's really the biggest difference. I believe tom kha is usually made to be a little less spicy, but it does still have some spice in there. So really, that's an adjustable thing. So it doesn't have to be less spicy. So to my mind, really the only difference is the coconut milk. And I think it's fine. It tastes fine. I prefer the clear broth that comes with the tom yum. So my preference is tom yum. But tam kha, perfectly fine. No problem there. This next one's interesting. We only have 2 left here. So this next one is interesting. It is mularb. Mularb is a very, very weird one for Westerners because of the sour taste. The reason I say this one's interesting is because I think most Westerners would hate larb, whether it's mularb or other flavors. I actually really like it. Sometimes, depending on how it's prepared, it can be a little too spicy for me. Sometimes it gets too spicy. But I told you I like tom yum. And why did I tell you I like tom yum? I like the spicy and the sour. Well, that's what you get with larb. And I think the most common is mularb. That's why that's the one on the list here. So mularb. I really like mularb. I think that's really good. Again, sometimes the spiciness can be too much for me, but that is one of my favorite dishes as well. I actually don't eat it very often, though, because I find that too often it's made a little too spicy for me. So I don't order it very often, but at least in my mind, it's one of my favorites. All right, and the last one here is mango and sticky rice. All right, so who doesn't like that? I don't even really need to talk about that. That's yummy. And it's not too sweet either, because it's just really using the sweetness of the fruit, and the sticky rice kind of has a little bit of that sweetness to it. So it's not too sweet. Has some flavor with the mangoes. Yeah, I don't know anyone that doesn't like that. And a lot of times it's served with some coconut milk in there as well, which also has a little bit of sweetness to it. It's really nice. It's a really kind of simple, dessert-like food. Really good. I don't know anyone that doesn't like that. So mango and sticky rice. All right, so that is the list of 10 there. You can see that there's really only one on there that I actually dislike. And I told you that I am not the biggest fan of Thai food. So, yeah, Thai food must be pretty good. Okay. So, in the world, Thai is probably one of the most popular foods around the world. And you can see why. I've gone through this, and I did the Thai versions, so we're not even talking about adjusting the recipes to make it suit the people that are eating it. I did the actual Thai versions, and I still like almost all of these. Pad Thai, a little bit boring for me. Somtam, no. But all the rest of these, perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. So if you think about Thai food, as far as where it ranks in the world, I think it really is one of the most popular. If I think about in America, probably Italian and Chinese are more popular. Japanese, maybe. Those might be the only ones more popular than Thai food. I might have to put Mexican above that, because in the southern part of the U.S., we border on Mexico. So Mexican might be more popular. Indian, Spanish food, also quite popular. It would be up there close. But I don't know if it's as popular as Thai food. Maybe. There are other foods from other countries which are also quite popular. Greek, Vietnamese, German, French. But I don't think any of them are as popular as Thai food in America. As famous as French food is, everyone likes to talk about French food. But, who eats French food on a regular basis? No. So it's not that popular. But it's kind of popular. It's up there, but it's definitely below Thai food. So Thai food is probably third, fourth, fifth most popular international food in America. And just when you think about the size of Thailand being so small, that's pretty impressive. So Thai food is very popular internationally, and especially in America. Okay? All right, so as far as my opinion, okay, I don't love most of these dishes, but most of them are okay. Most of them are good. I would eat most of them. Somtam was the only one I won't eat. And I will tell you that most